The World Food Program is warning of a catastrophic failure in food supply chains, which could lead to starvation and global instability.
Known as the breadbasket of Europe, Ukraine has over 25 million tons of grain that cannot be exported due to Russia's blockade of its Black Sea ports. Ukraine and Russia together export a third of the world's wheat and barley and half of its sunflower oil. But war in southern Ukraine has made main port stopping its operation, and the shippings of the wheat to the world are suspended. Telling Sky News, Matthew Hollingworth, the World Food Program Emergency Coordinator for Ukraine, said that global impact will be devastating and will likely tip many countries over the edge, causing starvation in many areas in the world.
As he plants corn and soybeans in his fields in northern Illinois.
That wasn't bad. No, not at all.
Farmer Mark Tuttle expects this to be a very good year for crop prices.
We sold corn for $2 for a long time. We got by, and now we got corn at today. I just saw it was $8.
Soybean prices are also near record highs. That's the good news.
But that's at the expense of other things.
Like input costs to buy fertilizer and seeds.
But back when corn was $2, seed corn was maybe $80 an acre. Now seed corn is getting to be $140, $50, $60 an acre. So everything's kind of doubled.
That's because the global supply chain to support and distribute grain crops like corn, soybeans, and wheat is still experiencing disruptions stemming from the coronavirus pandemic, compounded now by Russia's war with Ukraine.
There's almost no shipping taking place out of the Black Sea, which is the combination of both Russia, which ships almost entirely through the Black Sea ports, combined with Ukraine. So right there, you've got 30% of the global exports of wheat being shut off due to that war. And then you also have an impact on corn exports as well.
Mike Doherty, a senior economist with the Illinois Farm Bureau, says Russia is also a key international supplier of oil and natural gas. Now subject to sanctions as a result of its war with Ukraine, Russian supplies on the international marketplace are dwindling as buyers search elsewhere, causing petroleum prices to spike.
It's all part of that energy complex, and these increasing petroleum prices are really what's behind, or the drivers behind these increasing fertilizer prices.
Farmers rely on fertilizer to help their crops thrive. But that's not all that's cutting into Tuttle's bottom line. He says the price of diesel fuel to power his tractors and trucks has also nearly doubled since last year.
I know they want to switch over to more green energy sources, but in the same sense, all of us farmers are running on diesel fuel. And so you can't limit our supply right now.
War in Eastern Europe, drought in the western United States and South America, and increased demand for biofuels derived from corn and soybeans to offset the increased cost of petroleum are all contributing to increased costs for food and rising inflation.
Inflation's tough on us right now. You know, 8, 9, 10%, whatever they're talking, it's affected right at the farm gate all the way to the consumer.
Which is why Tuttle's outlook for this year is tempered by the reality that the more money he makes,
and then we'll put 2 in on this end and 2 in on the other end,
the more he has to spend.
The margins probably compared to 20 years ago are very similar. You're just handling a lot more money. And tractors now cost $250,000. We used to buy tractors for $80,000. So it's just a matter of inflation and how things are. So standard of living probably won't change a whole lot. It's just dollars in, dollars out.
A price structure impacted by Russia's war on Ukraine.
War is not good for anybody.